Hotep family. Nia is Kiswahili for purpose. In the Nguzo Saba, this principle encourages Africans to make as our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. A vocation is defined as a strong calling to a particular work. As an educator and a scientist of the mind, I want to talk about what Nia means for our people and the responsibility that each one of us has to fulfilling this principle, because in order to fulfill our collective vocation, to restore our people to greatness, each one of us must fulfill our purpose, our Nia. The ancient African civilization, Kemet, was one of the greatest and longest civilizations in human history. And it is here that I will discuss what it means to restore our people to our historical greatness. The key to the success of our ancient civilization was its understanding of the technology of our connection as a divine being with the Neter, the Lord of all, and how, through this relationship, we co-create our world. Since the greatness of our people, our civilization was interrupted by the slave trade and imperialism. Our people have lost our collective divine consciousness and have been struggling for thousands of incarnations to understand how to put our minds in order so that we can regain control of our enlightened spiritual awareness. Our Holocaust, the Mafa, resulted in a collective trauma to our people, which continues to impact our lives generationally and epigenetically. However, I am not here to talk about the trauma that we experienced as a people. I want to talk about how we can heal from the trauma by fulfilling our individual and collective Nia. There's an old song that says, "Free your mind and everything else will follow in line." But did you know that there really is no mind? Even our memories are not in our brain. Everything that we think we know about ourselves all comes back to realizing that all knowledge, past, present, and future, is in the field of infinite possibilities that our ancestors in Kemet called the waters of none. And through raising our spiritual consciousness, we can have access to this infinite knowledge once again. As above, so below. Europeans have told us that psychological studies is the science of understanding the mind, but that was the biggest lie of all that has kept us from fulfilling our Nia. The great expert in war, Sun Tzu, stated in The Art of War that to defeat your enemy, you must first defeat the enemy in the mind before you strike the first blow. And perhaps then you don't even have to strike a blow at all. Through the media, the education system, and Western European religions, our minds and spirits have been kept confused and defeated. The true study of the mind can be found in the ancient Kemetic wisdoms of science and spirit. The word psyche is the part of the spirit that Kemets called the Sahu. Our liberation lies in reclaiming our spiritual balance. You are not a drop of water in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a single drop. Until we understand the science of the Spirit, we cannot understand why we behave the way we do. In our conscious mind, we have goals and desires and make plans. But our subconscious is what really actually decides what happens, decides if we're going to follow through with our plans without our consent or control. Without an understanding and mastery of the technology of the Spirit, our enemies are programming our subconscious through their systems designed to maintain their supremacy. Our ancestors were the masters of understanding the consciousness and the technology of reaching into the subconsciousness to understand who we are, because we were dedicated to creating the best human being. Before we can liberate ourselves as a people, we have to understand ourselves. Europeans are just now beginning to discuss what African people have known for thousands of years to a mathematical and astronomical specificity that Europeans now describe as metaphysics. Restoring our traditional greatness means solving the problems of our mind by controlling our subconscious and our spirit. To reclaim our historical greatness, we must reach back to Kemetic science that has a way for analyzing human behavior. Through our ancient Kemetic wisdom, we can define our common unity that teaches us that everything flows from a power within each of us. It is said that when we look outside ourselves, we dream. But when we look inside, we awaken. The sleeper must awaken. You are the ancient people who have come back to restore our greatness. The key to fulfilling our collective purpose is knowing that our spirit knows what to do and how to survive. Unlocking our power is embracing our ancient system designed to keep our spirit vibrating at a higher frequency that can access higher dimensions of reality. When we are living at a higher frequency, our behaviors are in line with the principles of Ma'at: truth, balance, order, harmony, and justice. For each of us, our goal is to obtain the status of God-man or God-woman by being judged as Ma-Keru, true of word. This means that every word you speak is true. Who you are, the world, and what is going on around you. To obtain Ma-Keru, each of us has to seek to understand and fulfill our sacred purpose, our individual Nia. Each of us has a sacred contract with the universe. Each of us chose to enter the world in this lifetime, in this form, in order to fulfill a set of assignments our soul was meant to complete to fulfill our divine potential in life. To fulfill your divine potential, identify 5 things: who you are, what you love to do, who you do it for, what those people want or need, and how they change because of what you do. Only two of those things are about yourself, because the happiest people are the ones who focus on serving others. When you answer questions, you can formulate a mission statement that represents who you are and what you're about. Your purpose is what you are called to and committed to work towards fulfilling for the world. You will know that you are on your sacred path to fulfilling your Nia and healing from historical trauma that we all suffer when we are leading a life where we feel respected, can express ourselves like never before. Your health is improving. What you're doing excites you so much that it pushes you to do more. And you're open to new experiences instead of repeating the same things over and over again. Each of us can begin to pursue our Nia by doing 3 things to activate our pineal gland that awakens us to our cosmic, multidimensional being. Number 1, meditate. When you meditate, you're spending more time inside, examining and conversing with your inner, higher self than the outside. Eat a plant-based diet. We are not designed to consume, to eat other animals. When we eat animals who have suffered, been tortured, captured, used for our own pleasure, that reduces our karmic vibrations, our frequencies. And study. Study the tree of life. This is the blueprint that teaches us the anatomy of God within us. Pursuing Nia, your sacred purpose, will free you and will help to free us all as a people. Hotep.